We acknowledge, respect, and honor the First Nations in whose traditional territories the Kootenay Lake School District operates, and all Aboriginal people residing within the boundaries of School District Number 8.
School District Number 8, Kootenay Lake.
In February, School District 8 adopted the Climate Action and Sustainability Policy.
We can understand the environment, we can understand what's happening with climate change, but how do we respond to that, both as educators and as students, as leaders of the future? So I think empowering people to have critical discussions, to have creative solutions to situations that are emerging environmentally, I think are really important.
You know, climate change is also an issue right now that how we react to it is really going to define what our world looks like 50 years from now.
So the policy guides what we do in our district. And the policy says things like how we're going to reduce our footprint in the district, and it talks about how we are going to educate.
School District 8 recognizes the interdependence of the environment, the economy, and society, and the challenges of balancing all three and building a healthy and sustainable future.
There have been many organizations, industries, and sectors that are mindful of things like their carbon footprint, mindful of our ability to focus to a greener economy. If we can continue to align our policies with that direction, that we're going to continue to see that shift and that evolution.
Opportunities for students for their own futures, knowing what differences they can make, say if they're running a business when they graduate, or if they want to pursue careers in climate action and sustainability, just understand what those pathways are. So hopefully that can create hope in the students.
SD8 has committed to climate education, raising awareness, and acting to change mindsets, behaviors, and practices for a more sustainable district.
People need to understand what the environment is, what are the parts of the environment that affect our lives today, and secondly, what we as humans are doing to the environment. That's all part of the literacy. The skills they need to be able to sort out what is fact and what is fiction.
Yeah, I'm actually in an environmental science class right now, and we're learning a lot about renewable energy, what we can do ourselves to help.
It means understanding, what's been done in the past so that we can develop a sense of responsibility in collaborating with communities, collaborating with families and students, collaborating with external partners and organizations to find a healthier way of understanding what environmental literacy means.
There are positive things happening that we can focus on to show the progress that we're making and to try to create momentum. We can look at how technology has changed in order to make renewable energy cheaper, how the share of electric cars being bought is growing, how our public infrastructure is getting better.
The district is committed to stewardship, to cut emissions, to conserve resources, protect biodiversity, promote sustainable practices, measure progress, and advocate for greener solutions.
There are a number of things that we can do that we might underestimate the impact, that take us to being very conscious decision makers in our work. When we look at our supplies, we look at low toxic supplies, environmentally conscious custodial supplies. We look at going paperless in our offices and our departments.
Is fantastic. It really can get you out of, if you have to get going quickly, it surpasses now have 4 electric school buses. And we're transitioning out of the diesel buses to the electric school buses. Maintenance on electric vehicles is significantly less than diesel vehicles. As well, idling of diesel buses is a huge concern for air pollution, and a school bus idles for a significant amount of time. If you think about when the school bus stops to pick up children or drops them off.
We have a recycling program in our school that we do paper recycling and cans and bottles. It could definitely be doing more, but there's that. And my science class, we're doing a lot of field trips. Like we're gonna go to our local landfill just on Thursday to see how they're doing stuff there and how we can, make it better.
I think we're gonna continue to trend positive, where we're gonna help realize, what's articulated in the policy and help define practices and define practice-changing moments that are going to allow us to achieve our collective goal and our collective vision.
We will integrate sustainability into all planning and decision-making, foster collaboration and education on climate action, support mental well-being, lead by example, and seek funding and partnerships to advance our commitments.
So being able to take the learning and action to be able to respond to that learning, I think can build a lot of optimism, it can build a lot of positive events, it can allow us to work and collaborate together.
As Indigenous people, we're taught to think very generationally, and I think in the same breath that if we can continue to incorporate Indigenous ways of knowing and doing into Western science, education, and medicine, then we can integrate really healthy ways for us to work together.
I think that the policy that's been developed is very good, and it talks about stewardship being a responsibility of the school district and people who are involved in the school district, which is fine. But I think that students in particular need to be given the tools to advocate for sustainability.
School District 8 wants to have more and better conversations about sustainability and climate change.
When we prepared our policy, we had we had over 25 people on the committee, super diverse group, and that made it so much better policy, allowing everyone's voices to be heard.
Kids have a lot of ideas that adults might not think of. We see stuff in our schools that people higher up might not see all the time.
I just thought the process was good, and it was well run, and it was responsive, which is unusual in my experience.
I think we all want to leave the world in a better place than which we found it, and if we can utilize our values as a foundation and as building blocks to success, the conversations get easier, our ability to be collaborative and innovative, our ability to work together also blossoms organically, and I think that when we do that, we have the ability to create something really meaningful, and if we can do that in the right way and we can equip the next generation with the tools to succeed, I think we all benefit from that.
It was really important to have everyone's voice involved to build the most comprehensive policy so our district could lead the way into the future in sustainability in our region. Very grateful for everyone's participation.
I would like to thank everybody that was on the advisory committee. People felt really comfortable about bringing forward anything. The team worked really well together to discuss the different perspectives and come up with this policy that I think is going to guide this district for years to come.